don't want to lose it. Like I have this, I'm just afraid that it's going to go away. Do you know what I mean?
What? And so here's a question then: what has been the thing that's had the most impact on you? If you can list something, like
what do you mean?
Like what has been the biggest thing that's brought you to this place? I guess for this moment for this transformation, I guess is kind of what you're describing, right?
Oh wow! I mean, it's so funny because not only was it sort of unconscious, like I haven't really thought about it until now, you know, really now I'm sitting here thinking about it. This is sort of the first moment that I'm realizing all of this. But I think one of the biggest things is just I realized that life goes on. As you know, people always say it's not the end of the world. When I came into here, I was living I'm a very in the moment person. Like I told you, whenever I date a girl, I always try to be, I'm very in the moment. I love making these movie moments and pleasing people and being all out. And being in here for the first time, you know, just coming in here, I was living in the moment. I'm like, right now, I'm in Palm Shores. I wasn't thinking about, hey, I could, you know, I could try to work with the program and be out of here soon. I wasn't thinking about that. That wasn't in my scope. I was just thinking, I'm in here right now and it sucks. I'm in here right now and it sucks. I need to get out. I need to get out. I gotta go.
Right.
And it's really once I realized time goes on. Time isn't it's not the end of the world. Time is always going to progress. So that makes it a lot easier for me to cope with things. If I'm in a bad situation or if I'm in a crappy place or just, you know, I'm sad, I always think, hey, it goes away. Time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. And even though I'm sad now, I'm not going to be sad forever. You know, my heart is broken now, but it's, you know, things get better.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah.
Do you think in the end it's a better environment for you to get a reset than staying at Blake? Do you think things would have changed if you'd stayed at Blake? Or
No.
do you think?
No. I don't think things would have changed on the outside.
I mean, just me. I think it's good because there's so many distractions and so much stimuli when you get out.
Not even that there were distractions. I mean, not even.
What was Blake?
High school.
The high school.
Oh, the high school.
And you know, and I was explaining to Lynn earlier, or you know, sharing with her that you've just lived a different life than those kids. You've traveled. You've been exposed to a lot of different things, and you were frustrated that they just didn't get it. They were on such a different level. The biggest thing to them would be, you know, I don't know, just petty things that Alex thought were petty.
Okay.
But even
when he's, you know,
I should have learned that, which is the thing. I should have seen that.
You can't when you're in it sometimes.
I should have seen. I should have been able to look at that and say, hey, no one is happy with me, so maybe I should just be happy with myself.
Yes.
Right? And I wasn't getting that.
That's hard.
Because I'd go home and I'd cry to my friends and I'd cry to mom and they'd say, oh no, Alex, you're fine. You're good at this, you know, you're talented, you're smart, you're good looking. And it would never come from me. It would always come from someone else, this motivation of, you know, you're okay. And now being in here, I don't have that. I don't have access to anybody else. I don't have access to anybody else's motivation, only my own.
Because nobody else is going to be motivating to you here,
yeah.
right?
So in here, when someone says,
really
oh, Alex, you suck at this, I'm the one who picks myself up, and it's like a muscle. I've worked my self-confidence, and now it's all the way up here. I feel great about myself. Like, I realize. You ever played spades? You know, spades, we play this on the unit all the time. I realize that, you know, sometimes life gives you your hand. Life gives you your hand. And you don't always get to choose what's in your hand, but you have to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses and use it to the best of your ability.
Sure.
So I feel like now I know what my strengths are, I know what my weaknesses are, but I don't let them get to me. Okay. And I'm just able to identify what I have and to use what I know just to play this hand that I have to the best of my ability, and just to be the most successful person that I can be.
Yeah.
That's really good, Alex. That's really good.
You got it.
I feel great.
Yeah. No,
Good day. It all just sort of happened. And I think another thing that you were saying,
so empowering, isn't it, honey?
I feel it's great.
It's so
I'm
empowering.
like almost gonna cry. I feel so good.
No, it's so empowering.
I feel so good.
I saw last weekend a really big change.
No,
in the
I
way
feel
that you were.
so good. And now, I think I've been saying this so much to other people because people always people come up to me and ask me my whole life, but whole life people have asked me for advice, and I've always given really good advice. And even in here, sometimes I'll say something for a group, and it's very true. I say things that are really true and that make sense, but I've never really been able to take my own advice, and now I feel like I'm finally
starting to do that.
Starting to take my own advice. I finally
That's
get
really
it now.
good
It clicks
too.
for
He
me.
gives great advice.
Yeah.
And
He really does.
as I was saying, another thing that's really that's brought me to this pivotal moment in my life is the fact that, like I always said, remember I always used to say, Mom, I'm a person who is only satisfied by instant gratification.
Yeah.
I used to say,
Yeah, you've said
I
that
used to
here.
say, I told you this with the chocolate bar. Remember I said if I'm eating a chocolate bar, I'm only going to be happy for the time and period that chocolate bar is in my mouth and I can taste it and I can say this is good.
Like Patrick.
Exactly. Like Patrick who eats the chocolate bar and then 5 seconds, where's my chocolate bar?
Blame
I want another
SpongeBob
one.
for eating.
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yes.
You
now,
know this.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Lucas did that with the spaghetti one time.
Same thing.
He ate the spaghetti and it was all over his mouth, and he blamed Alex for eating
like,
it.
"Where's
oh
my
my gosh,
chocolate?
we
You
laughed
ate my
so.
chocolate."
It was right at that same time period.
On the
too.
run, they were on the run because they popped that
Yeah.
balloon. They stole
Yes.
the balloon. Oh my gosh, that was great. That was so funny. Oh my goodness. Anyways,
This
now,
is you, though. This is what
This
you're
is me
saying. Yeah.
now. Not I used to be so based on instant gratification,
Mm-hmm.
and now being in here, I always find something to look forward to. It's
Okay.
not some days there's nothing exciting going on.
Yeah.
But I can always look forward, and I can look to the future. And like I was saying before, not living so much in the present, but to be able to look forward to things and have expectations. So let's say it's like Monday. I can always find something to look forward to on Monday. I have Monday. There's nothing really exciting going on. Nothing ever really happens on Monday. But I have therapy on Tuesday, and I like therapy on Tuesday. On Thursday, nothing really happens. No, it was Friday. Nothing really happens on Friday, but there's incentive on Saturday. So I can look forward to incentive on Saturday, and that'll get me through Friday. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
So just finding little things in life, even if it's something, nothing special,
That's
it's just
amazing,
incentive.
Alex.
Being able,
Wow.
I can get through whatever I'm going through, whatever this crappy day, just boring, just sitting down on the unit, just watching
Mm-hmm.
TV. I can get through that by being able to look forward
To something,
to something
coming up.
else and saying, hey, it sucks now, but I've got this on
Yeah.
Saturday. So yeah,
That's really good.
Well, that's
like
really
I always
good.
used
I
to.
do have a question.
Oh
though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
When we're talking about, when we're thinking about you going back home when you're discharged, right?
Mhm.
So one of the major struggles that you had was the whole self-harm component, right? So how does this all fit in with that part of it? Where does this new ability to, look forward to things, this new outlook you have, how will that relate to how you view your self-harming things? Did I ask that in a way that's understandable?
Yeah, I'm trying to just think about it. I haven't even been thinking about self-harm for a while.
Yay.
It's sort of empowering. Like, it's sort of like,
Wow.
now I just like, I have to think about it. Like, I have to think about what makes me want to self-harm now. Like, it used
Yeah.
to be such a,
When
like
you were
such a thing
first
in my
here,
head.
you talked about
talked
it all
about
the
it a lot.
time.
Yeah, now it's like, it's not really part of my life right now. Usually the things that made me self-harm in the past were like I said, other people's criticism. And I felt like I was very unstable with myself. I was really, really iffy about who I was and who I wanted to be, and where I fit in the world. And I was like, I'm like the wall to a castle that's already crumbling. And every time someone shoots a cannonball at it, which is an insult or a comment or just, someone else's perspective, I just crumbled. I just crumble, and I get.
And he's
I-
always been different.
Yeah.
I got him that book, Kermit.
It's not easy being
green.
Yeah, okay.
When he was like in second grade,
Sure.
he was always different. He was incredibly popular.
Different in that.
He was.
I'm very, I'm talented in different ways than most
he
people
has,
are.
he has a lot of mature thinking.
Okay, yeah.
And so, and maybe because, you know, we've had such a close relationship,
Uh-huh.
and I've been very candid and direct with him, and
Yeah.
I've always explained
So-
why and shown him different views. And so he was, I mean, he could always sit down and have a one-on-one conversation in second grade with the teachers or the principal or anybody, and he was, you know, asked to be the leaders
But,
in the
yeah.
classes and this and that. But getting at the level, he always thought the kids didn't understand him and were
But
below
like
him.
I-
They were fighting. He said one time, remember you said about that Foursquare game? He said, oh my gosh, these kids, they can't even get through this
Yeah.
Foursquare game because you cheated and you threw the ball and this and
Right.
that.
Yeah,
It was
but
just frustrating.
For me, like I
You were
said,
different.
like I said,
But you felt that
I
was
was
a weakness.
I was so unstable. I was
Yeah.
just I had a very low self-confidence. I was
Yeah.
so unstable with myself that anytime I was always on the edge, of just having this breakdown.
Right.
This breakdown,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
call it. This breakdown of just
Sure.
self-pity and just self-directed just
Yeah.
hate.
Okay.
Because I was always on the edge, and anytime someone said something or there was some external force that would push on me, I would just crumble and I
Instead
just
of
break
being
down.
mad at the kids like in second grade, he would get in the car and punch his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Versus
So-
being mad at the kid,
so-
he internalized
Yeah.
it. It was
So
something with
now,
him.
I feel like just everything that I talked about before,
Uh-huh.
everything, all the puzzle pieces, I put everything in the right place. Now I feel like I'm so much stronger than I was before.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not this crumbling, just mass of rocks and pebbles.
Sure.
I'm a wall. I'm
So
strong,
what do you do
and
when
I'm
you get out and you start to feel that way again? What do you say to yourself, or what do you do when you start to feel? Because we all have those feelings.
Sure.
I mean, I think it's
What do you do?
just I just have to say that it's happened in here, because it really has. It's happened in here. Someone's said something and it's gotten to me, and things hurt, and it sucks. But instead of cutting, I say, hey, this isn't gonna last forever. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Is that
time
what you say
time
to
heals
yourself?
all wounds is what I
Right.
say. I say
Right.
time heals all wounds. So I'll just keep on keeping on is what I do.
Okay.
Because it's happened before. Being in here,
Right.
someone will say something, oh, Alex, you suck. Why aren't you athletic? You never played football, blah, blah, blah. And
whatever it is, right?
it got to me, whatever.
Sure.
And instead of just self-harming or
Mm-hmm.
feeling bad about it, sure, it hurts. But I'll just say, hey, it sucks right now and I'm sad right now, but I'm not going to be sad tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not worth it, leaving a scar on my body that's going to last until tomorrow if I'm not going to
Okay.
feel this way tomorrow.
Well, let's use an example from home then. Okay, so in the past,
Yes.
a pattern, I guess, that you both have told me about on a number of occasions is that something would happen, grades, you name it, some kind of a problem and a breaking of a rule. Mom would take away your phone, and then as a consequence, as a punishment, and then typically later that night you would self-harm. And something that we have talked about in the past is that mom being disappointed in you has been something that has been a
And I've never been
pre-
disappointed.
Yeah.
No, but
he's interpreted as
Exactly,
disappointed because
right.
I have never been
Yeah,
disappointed
yeah,
in him.
I mean,
and I've been
it's like-
frustrated with him. I've been angry with him.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I have never
So,
been
what was your
disappointed
question?
with you.
so my question then is, so this happens. Okay, so this is what
that's
his
what he feels.
perception,
Yeah.
right? So that would cause you to go and self-harm later that night.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So say this happens again, and so you've done something, and it's admitted you've done it, your grades
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, and mom says, okay, then you can't have your phone tonight, or whatever the consequence is. What happens then?
Like I said before,
Uh-huh.
I think I've always felt like people miss this. I don't love the phone because it's the phone and I go on it and I play games. The reason I love the phone is because I get to talk to my friends. I've said this so many
Sure,
times too.
yeah,
I get to talk to my friends through
Right.
the phone.
Right.
When I felt like trash, which was pretty much every night at home, I'd just lay in bed and I'd feel sorry for myself. I'd lay in bed